Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video of Fox Flicks on Popcross Studios. Now, before we get into today's video, I have to say one thing. As you can probably hear, my voice is not the best right now. During a previous day, I had accidentally blown it out. But I'm not going to explain why because I don't want to get into it. So, just so you know, for the videos of this week, my voice is going to sound off. I'm just saying apologies for that. But now it's time to hop into this and see some playtime monsters be turned into demons. But now that raises the question, who's making these demons? Arava is with the Ark Foundation, so who could it be now? Let's find out.
With Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 having come out, a bunch of people in my audience have been asking me to make a video based around it. I started researching the updated lore and considered going back to my Poppy Playtime Superheroes videos I did a few years back, but I got an idea that
I think I remember that.
A bit of a twist on my usual things as demons format. So today I'm going to turn some of the monsters from Poppy Playtime into demons and tell a fun, creepy, adapted story to go along with it. So let's get into it now, shall we?
Let's go. Hit like if you want. Subscribe.
If
By
you
the
feel
way,
like. But either way, enjoy the show.
Damn it, I keep messing that up.
Do you know what it's like to be told you...
And there it is, the prototype, i.e. the Jester.
Your whole life that you're crazy? I tried to make people listen so many times. The Playcare Orphanage wasn't fostering happiness for anyone. I might as well have screamed it from rooftops that they were experimenting on kids, but nobody listened to me. They said, well, you got out of there fine. Nobody else has complained. That's just because everyone who knew enough to complain was either turned into one of those...
Big old bodies.
People are calling them now, demons, or was eaten by one of them. The only reason they let me go was probably because I knew too much to stay, but not quite enough to prove anything. Everyone was so sure that I was crazy that they eventually...
Wait, is that kind of more like an insult, like saying this guy is so dumb that he's not even trying to kill, or something like that?
actually made me believe it too. Enough forced therapy sessions, and even I started to think I'd made it all up. Then, just as I'd finally started to accept that and move on, lo and behold, some monster freak army led by a hippo suddenly attacks Denver, Colorado, and suddenly makes everyone believe in demons, and oh, guess...
Okay, good. So that does mean that this is taking place after the final fight with Zoofiathan. And so, yeah, these demons were not made by Arava. I know she's not the only one capable of making demons. And I would, every time a new demon is made, it's just like, oh, what did Arava make this time? But no, it's not her anymore.
What? Isaac Mobbin might not have been crazy after all.
I understand this would be incredibly frustrating for you.
Hey, Capri, what up, man? Haven't seen you in a while.
I do not wish to undermine your hardship, but you still should allow the demon hunters to handle this.
Don't do that. Don't pretend you get what I've been through. It's not frustrating, it's infuriating. After demonkind was outed to the whole world and proved that the last 8 years of therapy was a sham, you really think my first thought was, I'm gonna call another so-called kind of professional and let them handle this? I went back there because I needed to see for myself that I wasn't crazy. Even if I had died in there, at least I would have died knowing that I was right all along.
I can respect that.
I hope you do not...
I mean, that's dumb as hell, but I can respect that.
...gamble with your life so openly moving forward, as you deserve to lead a good one from here on out. But I can appreciate your yearning to prove your sanity. So, you returned to the orphanage. Due to your severe wounds, I assume you found exactly what you expected?
How severe are all those wounds? Does he have a couple holes in his chest, or just like one big slice?
I mean, I
Stab.
don't know what
Whatever
I expected,
the hell.
given I hadn't been back there since they popped a restraining order on me 5 years ago, and I hadn't been inside since I was an orphan there myself. I got adopted when I was 12. They had to let some kids go to make it look like they were a legit operation.
Hey, well,
but yeah,
congrats
even
to
if
you.
that place was allegedly abandoned a few years ago, there's still a bunch of freaks running around in there. The stab wounds are courtesy of the head honcho in there.
Oh, there it is. Stab wounds.
Or at least one of them. The so-called benevolent founder, Elliot Ludwig, who started that place thanks to a fortune he'd made in toy manufacturing, was probably in charge at some point, but after he died when I was pretty young, it bounced around to a few different people in charge, this Sawyer jerk, but
Ollie Sawyer.
now that place is run by a, what do you call one of the top dog sort of demons?
A
demon
general?
general is a being who commands lesser demons. Is that what you mean?
Yeah,
Pretty
I
much.
guess. That demon general is the one who got me. Pretty sure he's the reason that whole place got shut down a few years back, too.
Oh
So I guess
yeah,
he
the Owl of
accidentally
Joy.
did a good thing there, but he definitely didn't intend to do anyone any good. He doesn't even treat his own minion freaks well. Anytime one of them messes up badly enough, he'll devour them and take part of their power for himself.
Yep,
He
that's
goes by
true.
Protolivore. Was definitely
Protolivore. I like that. That is actually kind of a badass name.
the freakiest thing I saw down there, but he was far from the only one. Wasn't even the only demon general down there, I don't think.
Poppy.
At least the other one I came across was sort of helpful, though. Anytime I came across one of the freaks down there and it didn't immediately try to tear my head off or freak me out, I was pretty sure it was one of the few that were following her.
Her?
Yeah, the others called her Popwigara. She was trapped in this one.
Poplugara. Oh, come on. I mean, I probably could have thought of anything better, but I probably would have just... You know what? Never mind. You chose the name. Let's go with it.
One specific area, and when I first got down there, I heard her voice in my head, and she convinced me that she was guiding me to a way out. Turned out she was just getting me to set her free. She'd been trapped by Protolivore, and when I accidentally set her free thinking I was finding a way out, she said,
Except
"Oh
for
no,
one.
yeah, I will help you find a way out, but first you gotta help me out some more." Guess a couple weeks later she did finally make good on that, only after I'd been stuck like a shish kebab.
Let us take a step back. You have said down there multiple times. What do you mean by that?
Well, the factory was only the ground level, and yeah, that did go a little bit down. Unsurprisingly, not up like you would think with most factories. A good majority of the place was underground, like Playcal and the schools, and the fucking miles of mine shaft.
Right, yeah, okay. So the big, creepy, abandoned playcare orphanage may seem normal enough on the outside since it was only shut down a couple years ago, but get
said
inside
5
and
years
head
ago.
down into the secret sub-basements, and the place is an absolute shambles. The same basements that I always swore were there, but nobody believed me. That's where all the demons are hiding and running around and beating each other up, unable to kill each other. And here's hoping they never find
Well,
a
they
way to
can
get
eat
out
each
like
other.
I did.
Technically, they can die. They just have to be consumed by someone else. So who?
So, fun little history lesson here for
it's
you.
Poppy's
Playcare
time.
had been sold as the greatest orphanage
Ooh, God, I didn't realize he was missing an eye now. No, I haven't watched the chapter yet. I'm going to today.
system on the planet a couple decades ago. It was
The day I'm recording this. Sorry.
supposed to be this huge honor if you were one of the lucky orphans taken in by them, because the kids that got out of there were some of the smartest and healthiest around. But the really smart and healthy ones never actually got out. Anytime one of them would disappear, we'd be told, "Oh, they got adopted in a rush. It's no big deal, hence no goodbye party."
Yep.
In reality,
oof,
they were
gone.
being
That's
taken
it.
down to the sub-basements to be turned into one of those things.
For what purpose? What would the benefits of turning innocent children into demons be?
I mean, I
Toy
don't know why so
cells.
many people got on board with it, but from what I found down there, I think that freak Elliot Ludwig may kind of had good intentions in a really dumb way. See, his own kid, Poppy, had allegedly died when she was in her late teens. At least that's how the story goes. In reality,
Correct.
she allegedly got turned into that Popwigara demon who was being used as the base for all the other experiments. But is that a thing? Like, before Playcare, was it possible for people to get turned into demons?
It is
Yeah.
indeed possible
Yeah.
and has happened many times. One of my own close allies
Met
before
a
I
few.
met her was hunted down by a demon, was essentially left for dead, but then was revived as a demon herself. In some cases when this occurs, the being can
Yep.
take control of their demon form and use the abilities for good. In most cases, they succumb to the will of their demon side and lose themselves in it, going on
Unfolding
to
like
kill and
Clayton.
torment others.
Okay, well, I guess that checks out then. That must have been what happened to Poppy. She was turned into Popwigara because she was killed by a demon, I guess. And for at least a while, it seems like she had control over it. I mean, kind of seems like she does now too, but I
Still gotta wonder what demon was actually behind all of this.
don't think she really remembers her life as Poppy. At least not totally, though she wasn't exactly big on sharing vital information. Was kind of playing everything really
Yeah.
close to the chest. But anyway, so I guess Ludwig was right that his kid got turned into a demon, and he went, hey, this is actually great, let's turn a bunch of other people into demons.
Actually, it's kind of fan theory that Poppy he was the second kid adopted by him. Like, he did have another kid, which is also theorized to be Ollie, i.e. the prototype before being turned into the prototype. Then again, it's all theories. We do have some confirmation here and there, but nothing like full-on written down by Mob Games.
From some of the few notes of his
Is that the people that makes the Poppy Playtime games? Mob?
I found that weren't destroyed, it seemed like he saw it as this fountain of youth.
That is not entirely unheard of. I could see someone finding benefits in turning into a demon, but that would be under the very dangerous assumption that everyone who is turned is able to control themselves afterwards.
Yeah,
Which
it's
obviously
real.
wasn't the case. Does being smart or athletic make you more likely to be able to control a demon form if you get turned?
In a sense, I suppose. High intelligence and athleticism are signs of a disciplined and focused individual, and both of those skills would be very beneficial in controlling a demon form if turned.
Right, okay.
That would
well,
make
I
sense.
guess that's why they were training up kids so hard.
'Cause
They
of the
wanted to take the
strengths
best of the
and
best and
everything.
try making them into demons who could control themselves. Long term, they were looking to make some kind of ideal formula to, I guess, sell some kind of treatment or something to turn other people into demons.
Okay, that
But
would
the
be
point
crazy.
is their experiments failed more often than they worked out, and when they did work out, they only sort of did. The substance that they
Explain.
used to turn kids is something they called poppy gel, but I think that was just a fancy name for some concoction of Poppy's demon blood or tissues or whatever things you could take from a demon to experiment with. Videos and papers and
yeah,
stuff that I
okay.
found down there showed that it worked turning a bunch of kids early on, and they'd get kids to train with their powers, and that was working out fine for a bit, but eventually they'd all forget their own names and be more interested in trying to terrify and kill the on-site staff. At least until Poppy told them to do otherwise. She could take control of all of the demons to at least some degree,
Okay.
for a while.
Intriguing. Despite this Popwagara not being the one to turn them directly, because they were made from samples of her flesh, they were essentially minions answering to her as a demon general. So how did this Protolivore take over? Do you know?
Oh,
I
that
mean,
is a
it's
good
hard
question.
to know anything. Again, that place was a wreck, and a lot of the demons were really vague anytime I did manage to get any of them talking. So take everything I'm saying with a giant spoonful of salt, but it seems like all of
We're gonna need a truckload of salt over here. Damn it, I can't really yell.
her was this kid who was another one of the experiments, one of the very first to work out.
Oh,
And I found an
Theodore?
audio recording of Ludwig talking to the kid, and he sounded pretty jealous of Popwagara. I think Oliver wanted Elliot to care more
Oliver.
about him than about his own demon daughter.
Ollie.
My bet is that never happened, and Oliver kept getting more and more jealous and eventually iced the old man. After Ludwig's death, Oliver in his demon form was locked up, and they stopped giving him chances to improve and experiment with his powers. He was just a prisoner that they either couldn't kill or didn't want to in case he became useful at some point.
Okay, it's
And
those.
this Oliver, you believe, is the demon general you mentioned, Protolivore.
I mean, it's kind of in the name, right? And the story lines up. As far as the outside world is concerned, the Playcare orphanage was shut down a couple years ago after a highly infectious virus plagued the place, killing a bunch of the staff and kids in the span of a week. The place never recovered, and the staff that
Interesting twist on the Hour of Joy.
survived went on to work other places. The orphans were sent to other orphanages. But I'm pretty sure the truth is that Protolivore got ticked off by being locked up for so long and was jealous of how many demons were loyal to Popwagara, so he busted out and went on a rampage. I mean, Popwagara got in my head and managed to trick me into setting her free, so it's a pretty safe bet to think that Protolivore managed to do the same thing. And I'm thinking from some of the things I heard demons saying down there that when he did start going on this rampage, Popwagara tried to tell the other demon minions not to join in on the fun, but because they hated the on-site staff so much, a bunch of them decided to jump ship over to Team Protolivore and join him in the rampage.
Thus
So
the
jump
Hour
ahead a
of
few
Joy.
years and I decide to drag my goofy butt into that place, and I find myself in the middle of a demon civil war. None of the demons can escape
Nice.
for some reason. They also can't kill each other for whatever other reason, but they can switch allegiances from one demon general to the other. And with how big and freaky Protolivore is, it seems like he's a lot more convincing than Papogara.
I mean, yeah, you've seen what the hell he looked like since he was the first drawing. So, yeah, no, you see a beast like that, I can assure you, a lot of people are switching.
Quick interruption to say that if you're enjoying this, you might want to check out my illustrated novel, Fear of the Demon Hunters. It's got
Great
tons of cool
story.
demon art in it, and it follows the story of Vivian Sabraya, who is mentioned in passing in this episode as someone who has a demon form herself. Or you could just get excited for my new design notes, art, and advice book. It's got a ton of the best art I've ever made in my career, and it's got a bunch of advice
Yeah, by the time I'm watching this video and reacting, that book is actually already on sale, I believe.
on art, writing, building an audience, helpful mindsets to get your career going, a whole bunch of good stuff, and it's coming out.
It's a great
this Friday.
thing.
Got a bunch of other illustrated novels and coloring books up too that you might want to check out. My online bookstores are linked in the description. But for now, back into the episode.
Are you certain the
What the
demons
hell is
are
this
unable
thing?
to escape or kill each other, Isaac? Did you not say that Protolivore was consuming and taking abilities from his minions if they failed him?
Yeah, but I didn't say he's killing them when he does that. It sounds like they're still, like, in there when he eats them. Like, they're not dying, they're just becoming a part of him. Some demons switch to his side because they genuinely want to, but others just seemed like they were doing it to avoid that same fate. One
yeah,
of his minions
no, shit,
actually helped me
obviously.
out at one point, this chunky freak of a thing called Chumpkunor. It swallowed me up into its
Chumpkunor.
stomach, which is a horrible memory that I really want to forget, but it meant when Protolivore came around a few seconds later, he didn't find me. I don't know how the whole general minion thing works with demons, but I think Chumpkunor was technically Protolivore's minion while secretly working for Papogara. She needed me alive because of the gloves I was wearing while I was down there.
Oh,
I'd heard
yeah,
on
the
news
grab
after
pack.
demons were outed to the world that the best weapon someone can use against them is something with sentimental value to the wielder. I thought that was a load of baloney, so when I was heading off to investigate the orphanage, the main weapons I brought along to protect myself were some knives and my 9mm.
Good choice.
On the
Good choice.
chance the whole sentimental thing was real, I also brought this ratty pair of gloves my dad had got me on the day he adopted me. They didn't fit super well because I got them when I was 12, but figured they were the closest thing I had that fit the description. The first demon I came
That's not
across
bad.
down there, who came after me a few times actually, was this blue furry freak. I unloaded a full clip
Huggy
into him
wuggy,
and shanked
yeah.
him a few times, and nothing. Didn't seem to hurt him at all. Last-ditch effort to stay alive, I popped those gloves on and gave him a few solid punches. Shocker, it actually worked. He was clearly getting hurt. Didn't end up killing him, but in that first time he came after me, I managed to knock him over a ledge into one of the farther sub-basements and didn't see him for a while. I kept the gloves on the rest of the time I was down there. Even managed to kill a few demons. Enough for them to start calling me the Butcher. In my 2 weeks down there,
Let's see, what demons did you actually kill? Oh. You killed Catnap. You technically killed Doey the Dough Man. You killed that Yawnaby, that's the name of the lion. Who was from Chapter 2? Let's see. Mommy Longlegs, that was the monster from Chapter 2, right.
was becoming some kind of demon boogeyman. Not that it was scaring them off from coming after me. That's why Papogara wanted me around. I don't know why the demons can't kill each other.
Oh, and then there was that teacher from like Chapter 3 that you killed before Catnap. Damn, what was her name? Miss Daisy?
But what I do know is that I could kill them, and that made me pretty valuable. Papogara saw me as a tool, and Protolivore saw me as a threat. As far as why they
Kind of a
couldn't
both.
escape, I don't know that either. Maybe it was something put in place by Ludwig and his team, like some kind of demon magic force field to keep their test subjects in.
Demon magic force field?
Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. What a stupid thing to suggest. Kids getting turned into demons and hippo freaks attacking major cities is real, but I'm
Yeah.
a moron for suggesting force fields could be a thing.
I did not intend to offend.
Could
That
be a magic circle.
technically could be possible. Anyhow, how many
I mean, it would have to be a massive ass magic circle, but, you know, would still be possible.
demons do you believe are down there?
I don't know, like a few dozen or something?
That many being active in one place would be unusual. The same day demonkind was outed to the world, a mass order was given by an Archon demon, which is far greater than a demon general, to put the majority
Literally
of
the
demons
top
in
dog
our world to
Of all
sleep.
dogs.
Only the most defiantly powerful, such as some select demon generals, should have remained awake.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe these ones didn't get the memo, or maybe the same thing that's keeping them stuck down there kept them safe from the go-to-sleep order. They definitely weren't sticking around that basement by choice, though. Anyway, I spent 2 weeks avoiding demons down there, fighting others, occasionally being helped by some, and stayed out of Protolivor's clutches for a while. But he obviously wasn't happy that I set Papagara free and was killing some of his minions, so eventually
I mean,
one
who
of them
would
did
be?
finally manage to wrap me up in her wiry freak hair and take me to him.
Next up, it's Love Braids. What was her name? Is it Miss Love Braids or Violet Love Braids?
The one that finally got me was a chattier demon than most of the others.
Oh, Lily Love Braids. That was it.
Though she wasn't usually talking to me,
Sorry.
she was talking to herself, and to the severed heads and skulls that she kept scattered around the part of the sub-basement that she called home. I managed to get near her a few times without getting spotted, and picked up on a few things about her from how she was talking.
How were you able to remain so close to demons without them sensing your presence?
Yeah, that
demons
is a
can
good
sense
question.
even the slightest hints of fear, and they are drawn to it. Were you not frightened?
I mean, not really. I was more just angry and determined to get out of there to eventually prove to people that I'd been right. Or
Incredible.
at least go down swinging. I went down there knowing I might not come back, so if I did get out of there, it was a bonus.
So this guy most likely did enter that place, full of fear and all that, which is what alerted the demons to the new human. But over time, as he kept facing the new threats, meeting new demons, and just traveling, the fear would eventually subside and been replaced with this anger and determination. Meaning eventually, demons wouldn't be able to smell him. They would just be going about their business, and he would just be existing. Not bad.
Don't give me that pitying look. I got out alive, didn't I? Anyway, this demon whose hair was basically like a bunch of extra long limbs and claws and tails for her to use, referred to herself as Liledrock. But she kept muttering about this lady Miss Gracie, who she seemed to really not be a fan of. I could be wrong, but she might have been this one lady that got hired just before I got out of the orphanage. One who really creeped me out, named Gracie Green.
Yeah,
she was the
no,
kind
she
of person
was
that said
creepy.
everything with way too big of a fake creepy smile on her face.
Even from the
I didn't
clips
see
I've
her
seen.
that much before I got out of there, but now I know that's because she worked mostly in the basements with the demonified kids. Don't know what exactly she was doing with them, but Liledrock definitely was not a fan of her. Liledrock also sounded like she was both loyal.
Yeah, wait till the twist till you find out that that Lily Love Braids was made from her. Bum bum bum.
To Protolivor and kinda terrified of him. She muttered once about not wanting to be locked up by him again because of how her sanity, which she didn't really seem to have much of, couldn't take another 400 days alone with Miss Gracie.
Interesting. You mentioned that these demons did not recall who they were when they were humans. Is it possible that this Liledrock once was Gracie Green? Perhaps what she meant was she could not handle another period of time being trapped alone with her own mind, as her human consciousness may still be in there trying to reclaim control.
That would make
Protolivor
sense.
could likely have been driven to take some of the staff during this alleged rampage he went on and turn them into more of his demon minions.
I mean, I don't know. If Miss Gracie is in there, though, she's doing a terrible job trying to take control because Liledrock is a menace. I managed to deke her out for a while, even managed to get a few swings in at her a few times, but eventually she managed to wrap me up in her
I don't know what's going on with the eyes, but I actually like that. That's kind of cool looking.
hair, binding my arms so I couldn't take any more swipes at her, and she took me to meet Protolivor. Guess she's one of the craftier minions too, since she also managed to grab Papugara. We were just both there, bound in hair, and Protolivor showed up in his massive spider jester freak form. He started on some spiel about how this whole place was his domain to control, and blah blah blah. Thankfully, one of
I mean, if the theory is true that he's Ollie, and Ollie was the first child of Elliot Ludwig, it would actually make sense that it would be his domain. Because, I mean, I don't have to explain it. Everyone should be able to guess. As when the father passes or the parent passes, it would go to the firstborn child. Unless stated in a will or voted on by the board.
Papugara's minions
Or whatever
jumped him
the hell.
partway
I don't
through the
know.
speech. Well, Laydrock tried to help him, so Papwagara and I were able to get loose and escape. Papwagara talked me through how to get out of there, kinda sounding like she was feeling a bit bad for not letting me out sooner, but before I could get out, Protolivore caught up to us, and he skewered me. Then he chucked me into this pool of slime, and I guess just kept going on after Papwagara. He must have thought he'd killed me, which he almost did. I don't really know how I survived. Don't know how long I was unconscious for either, but I woke up, thankfully face up in that pool, and I don't know, I guess the adrenaline was hitting me or something, because the injury didn't feel too bad for how bad it looks.
Yeah.
I followed the instructions Papwagara had given me, and
You're a demon now.
got out of there. Then I got myself to a hospital where people actually finally listened to my story, and, well, now they called you, and here we are chatting. What? Well,
So they just straight up called Copry? What is that, a hotline they could call? Archangels, 1-800 Archangels, how can I help you?
why are you looking at me like that?
Protolivore just let you go. The general did not stop to ensure you were dead after you'd slain many of his minions?
I don't know, yeah, I guess.
This slime he dropped you in, is there any chance it is this poppy gel you spoke of earlier?
It was
the
red.
substance used to turn others into demons?
Well, I don't know, I did... What are you saying?
I do not wish to jump to conclusions or frighten you. I just want to be careful, as there may be a reason Protolivore allowed you to survive. As Papwagara
Ooh.
did, he may have his own plans for you.
I love this little story. Not a whole lot to it, but hey, that's why it's called a short story after all. Love it. Could be more, and I want there to be more.
If you enjoyed this, you might want to check out my Poppy Playtime superhero episodes, or maybe some of my other demon videos. But besides that, that's all for today, except of course for ending this video on some kind of positive or
inspiring note.
And the thought I want to leave people with today is an idea that I've probably talked about a few times in ending notes before, but I was reminded of how useful it is this week. And that is, if you want to work on something, but you're not feeling it, you don't have the motivation, one of the best ways to trick
push
yourself
yourself,
into
right?
doing it is just commit to doing 10 minutes. Because once you've
Oh,
started
yeah, okay,
and gotten
10
10
minutes.
minutes in and you're invested, there's a very good chance you just end up doing an hour, 2 hours, or even more. I really recommend giving it a try. I hope that's
That actually is a pretty good advice that for people out there. Just give it 10 minutes and see what happens. Alright everyone, that's going to be the end of today's video, and I hope you all enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see all of you next time when we flick back on. Till then, this is Fox, signing out. Peace.